Welcome back, everybody. It's the Brainsmasher. Smashing your brain with metal or something. The internet's, YouTube's #1 metal splainer. #1. Nobody does it more like me than me. Yeah. We're going to get through a quick stack of CDs. That's it. Nothing else. No bullshit. Let's go. This is Backdoor Betty. You've never heard this band, but they're pretty good. This is a band from my hometown, Cedar Rapids. This is just a demo of straight up punk rock and roll, I guess you would say. Super fun stuff, catchy songs. They used to play a lot of shows around town. Amazing bass player. You can probably download it on my website, I think. We'll find out. Anyway, next. This is Bale. Bleeding for Him. God, this thing is nasty and amazing. This came out, I think, on Spike Cult. No, I don't know. You don't hear people talking about this band too much, but this thing is just a little 3-song EP. This is some of the nastiest fucking black metal I've ever heard. It's just so intense. The guitar distortion on it is just nuts. Never heard anything this nasty. By the way, we're listening to, I think I put away the case for it, but we're listening to Nort. The album is called Ligfared, I think. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. It's just in the intro right now. We might not even, Nort is like the slowest doom band I've ever heard, so we might not even get to the actual metal part in this video. So moving on. This is just kind of a weird fluke that I don't even own this, but I do like this. This is Balam Akab, and this is a little EP. I think it's called Sea Birds. And this is not anything you would typically find me listening to, really. It's like electronic kind of stuff, kind of ambient. But I really dig this stuff, and I really like the stuff that this label does. It's called Triangle, and they have some electronic artists and stuff. Not like dubstep, not like techno at all. Just sort of mellow, experimental kind of stuff. This one it really interested me because of how melodic it was. And I also heard that I think the kid who made that was like 17 years old when it came out. And it just blew me away, and I found it at a record store for a couple bucks in Chicago one time. And I thought I'd pick it up, and it's pretty cool. Next, one of my favorite bands. Let's see, should we start at the beginning? Yeah. Balsagoth, A Black Moon Broods Over Lemuria. This is where it all started. This is a little more death metal-y, but this is like a highly fantasy-based black death metal band. Really not typical at all. None of their albums sound really like any other band, but this one is the most death metal of all of them. Pretty fast, super talented band. And if you get into like kind of the fantasy kind of stuff, this would definitely be up your alley. But killer band. I don't have the second album from them, The Ice Veiled Throne of Ultima Thule, I think it's called. But I should pick that up. I've been meaning to. Cacophonous just reissued them. This is some weird Russian bootleg demo or something that I have. I don't know where I picked this up. But anyway, the album that I really, really love from Balsagoth is called Battle Magic. This is like blackened power metal, if you will, or something like that. But it's definitely closest to power metal of all the genres that it incorporates. And it's so catchy, just so memorable and fun. It's just such a weird, fruity record. I just can't deny my love for it. Yeah, I saw these guys live a couple of years ago up in Minnesota, and I wound up running into the singer, and I guess I'm trying to figure out where to start this story at. I have one of the song titles on this record memorized. That's not ordinarily a big deal, but the song title is probably the longest song title I have ever heard a band have. And so I told my buddy Wayne, who was just like an online friend of mine, as I said that I had memorized it, and he was like, if I ever meet you, I'm gonna make sure that you tell me that. So I did. I had it memorized, and to this day I can still tell you the long song title that's on this. It is "The Dark Legion of Chaos is unleashed at the ensorcelled shrine of Azura Kai," and then in parentheses, "the splendor of 1,000 swords gleaming beneath the blazon of the Hyperborean Empire, Part 2. So I went up to the singer and I was like, "Hey, my buddy's got a video camera. I want you and me to do the title, to say the title to that song." And we did this trade-off thing where we both spoke the title of that song back and forth. It's so hilarious, so great. I can link to the video. It's on YouTube, I think, on my account anyways. But they were super cool guys. Great to see them live. Totally killer band. After Battle Magic, they did... Now, I'm missing another one. I can't remember if there's one between Battle Magic and this one, but this is the Power Cosmic. Great band. And I think Atlantean Ascendant is the other album that I'm missing. And I just can't remember if it's before or after this one, but one of the two. And I remember that being pretty good also. I just don't... When I want to listen to Valsagoth, Battle Magic is where it's at for me. I don't listen to this one very often. And this is their latest one, the Chthonic Chronicles. I really need to get back and listen to this one. It's been quite a while. But I don't remember it being any less great than the rest of their stuff. But yeah, Valsagoth, one of my favorite bands. I actually did an interview with them by mail many moons ago, and he sent me a ton of cool stuff. This is a demo from a band from Massachusetts called Bane of Existence. I don't know much about them other than the guitar player was named Jim Ash, who also played in a band called Despair. And I wrote to him and I asked for copies of his Despair demo, and he sent me this along with it. And I just remember it being this kind of cheesy, hokey, chunky death metal. Here's a collector's rarity. This is Bathymaze, The Dead Shall Inherit on Peaceville. This is pretty rare. Excuse me. This is the old Peaceville version. I found this used at a CD warehouse a couple of years ago and just jumped on it. I've always liked this record. Glad I got it. Some dipshit though wrote a $2.50 price tag on the cover of it. But yeah, just kind of old school, fun, sloppy death metal. I don't think they ever did another, or no, they famously had like this unreleased record that never officially came out on Peaceville, but I don't know, that might still be actually out there by now. Next we got Baptism. I fucking love Baptism. I wish I had more of their releases. But this is Morbid Wings of Satanas, and I want to say this is their first one. It's pretty good. It just kind of shows where they start out. It's not as amazing as some of their other stuff. And then I have the Behavioral Midnight. Both of these are on Northern Heritage. And I think both of these are actually kind of valuable and rare because Northern Heritage hasn't reissued them, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe they put them on vinyl since then. But both of these are pretty decent. The stuff they've put out since these two albums came out, I find are their strongest material, and I'm actually trying to track down a copy of each of their other newer records, just so I can have them. And they have a new record coming out here any day now, so killer band. I'd love to see them live. I've always kind of kept my finger on them. Let's see, Barathrum, Occult. I don't really listen to this record much. My buddy Wayne sent me this, probably because he hated it. I just remember it sounding really plain and not all that remarkable. Just some 90s black metal. This just looked so interesting to me when I found it used. The band is called Barnes. I don't know if you can read that. The album is called Fear of Icicles. And I found this used and I was like, man, I gotta know what this is like. I wondered if it was like jazz or prog or rock or something. I had to know. So I paid like $3 for it, and it was pretty boring. I remember liking, I think I want to say the last 2 tracks on it. I think they were actually like tracks that were an associated act that wasn't actually Barnes, and they were kind of fun. But yeah, satisfaction, curiosity's satisfied, and it's kind of a sleeper, I suppose. Next, we got Bathory. This is kind of an oddball release. This is Jubileum 1. So this is like rarities, B-sides, unreleased stuff, and best ofs by Bathory. And I don't even know why I picked this up, but there's a song on here. What's it called? My band covered it. Now that I'm on camera, I'm totally drawing a blank. Here we go. Yeah, it's Crawl to Your Cross, recorded in 1989, and it was never released before this. I imagine this is the only place that you can hear this song. But, I don't know, for 1989, you know, Bathory would have just been working on maybe Blood on Ice, I suppose. But it didn't really fit along with any of the other Bathory albums, I feel. It's kind of like maybe a speed metal punk song or something that I think would maybe fit better along with the first record. But anyways, the song is just an insanely pummeling tune, and when my band Satan's Almighty Penis was active in the early 2000s, this label contacted us and said, we are doing a Bathory tribute, would you like to be on it? And I chose Crawl to Your Cross, and the other guy in the band chose Equimanthorn, I think. And I think another band had already been doing Equimanthorn, and of course nobody even knows about this song, Crawl to Your Cross. And so we wound up doing that. And it's it's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do as a vocalist, because the lyrics, there's just so many words per stanza, if you will. Shouted back and forth through the lyrics. It's just a super intense song. I think someone has uploaded a video of our version of that song to YouTube, and I can easily link it below. So that's going to do it for this stack. Just a quick video to knock out here. Let's see. Subscribe. Tell your friends about this. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. I'm more than willing to help you out, or whatever you need. I'm here for you, man. Let's keep this going. Thanks. Bye. Enjoy your everything.